Hey, Tony Gaskins here popping in. Now it's late tonight, so this might be for the West Coast. But going in order on the Talks with Tony. Got a question here. Tried to skim it because didn't know, what it was talking about, but I didn't get to pick up what it was about, so we're going to read it together. Hello, Tony. How are you doing today? I am doing great. I am in a place where I am working on myself, the 3 B's. I am in the process of writing my book. Hopefully by the time you read this, it will be published. I know that your workload is very heavy, and I would like to say that I truly appreciate you for what you do. Now, thank y'all. Now, y'all don't have to do all that now. When y'all write in, just go ahead and just ask the question. Y'all ain't got to thank me, but I do appreciate that now. It really touches my heart. I have a dad that was in and out of my life because he sold drugs, and he was in and out of prison. When I was born, my mother tried her best to keep me away from my father because she learned of the things he was doing. Now I feel like this really did not help me the way she may have intended for it to. When I think about it, I feel like I would have rather had some part of my dad rather than completely eliminating him or her trying to. What do you think about that? He ran a few businesses, which include a car dealership and a car wash, and he sold rims also. The feds raided him and he got 15 years in prison. Now, while he was in prison, he would talk on the phone and we wrote letters back and forth for a while. The way my dad was with me, I thought he was the perfect gentleman. But about 2 years ago, my dad was released, and I quickly learned what type of man my father was when it came to women. And on the inside, it crushed me. I can't put into words how it makes me feel as a woman to know that my father subconsciously does not care about my species. I guess she meant my gender, but hey, I know about his multiple girlfriends and what they do for him, and he does not lie to them. And I know this because I've been around him when they get into it about what he does. And I wonder, why do they stay? Why do they put up with what my dad does? It's crazy to me. My dad, of course, always puts me up on game about men, but I wish that he was like you. I know he is my dad and he will always treat me with the most respect, etc. But I kind of look at him like a fraud because you're telling me one thing and showing me another. I came across your videos about 7 months ago and I have learned so much from you. When I tell you that I really appreciate you, I really mean that. My cash app here. I kind of look at you as a father figure. It's like you are the piece of dad that I have been missing. Hey, God bless you. Now, I almost said your name. God bless. Now, what's crazy to me is yesterday I just did a video and I went off on the fathers not being in their daughter's life. I go to the next email and it's about a daughter and the effects of her father in her life. And that's crazy. Now, see, I did not plan that. Now, God be my witness. So God is writing the show, the producer of Talks with Tony, because I literally went from that email yesterday to this email and it's in the same vein. And this young lady look young. Now, I see you right here with my good eye. You look young. Don't look older than 25, but could just look young and be 28. Man, now see this right here, this speaks to it. Now, the first thing I want to touch on is congratulations, mama, to your mama. Go back and you thank your mama. Thank your mama for keeping you away from your daddy to the best of her ability. Because although you feel some kind of way, and although you feel you wish you could have had some of him instead of none of him, your mama intuition, she knew what she was doing. She knew them Fed were going to come raid eventually and that he was going to go down. And what she didn't want to happen is that either the Feds kick in the door and it become a shootout and you lose your life because you in the crossfire, or somebody who coming to rob him come to kick the door in and you lose your life. So that's a mother's intuition, and she could have spared your life because you don't know your daddy whole story. You don't know how many times he done been shot at. You don't know how many times he done been robbed. You don't know how many times he done shot at somebody. He done robbed somebody. You don't know everything that done gone on in his life that had you been around could have changed your life. Could have cost you your life. Could have turned you into a hustler. You could have been serving 13 years old. You selling weed at schoolhouse. Hey, you want something to smoke? I got you. Hey, you stealing out your daddy's stash and going and selling at the schoolhouse because you looking up to him and you thinking that's cool. Then if you would have been more around him younger, you would have been into his type of man. So dope boy that was around 18, that dropping out of school at 16, 17, and then the 18, 19, 20 who dropped out of school in 9th grade, those would have been your boyfriends because they remind you of your daddy. Had your mama let you be around him. So congratulations, mama, and to every mama watching this, protect your children. If you are, or dad, if you are a single parent and the other parent is not living right and doing right, keep your child away from them. Make them go to the courthouse and get visitation rights and to prove in a court of law that they living right, doing right. They coming up with them red eyes and they stumbling because they drunk and high. That judge gonna be like, I can see right now, no, this ain't gonna work. Make them go to the courthouse. Congratulations, mama. So what you need to do, young lady, first, send your mama a text message or write her a handwritten letter for Christmas. And you tell her thank you. Tell her thank you for protecting you. Tell her thank you for keeping you. Because see, now you grown and you old enough to read into what your daddy doing and it disgusts you. Had you been young, you wouldn't have known the difference. And it could have destroyed you. Because he would have had all them women around you. Them women would have been thumping you inside the head. And you don't know what kind of women he dealing with. Because the fact, well, you know what kind of women he dealing with. Because if they see the way he treat women and they with her, I'm going to tell you, them women right there nasty. Them women right there, oh yeah, they would have mistreated you. Ooh, you would have went through. Them women right there, you can't trust them kind of women. Women like that, that put up with that, they don't like you. Oh, you think you some, yeah, that ain't here. Shut up. You can't even talk, 2 years old. That's how them women would have been doing you. You hear me? Because they mad at your daddy. You'd have grown up all kind of PTSD, trauma. You'd have been strung out. Them women would have had you smoking 13 years old. Because they done. You hear me? So listen to me. And correction for y'all. See, my microphone, this is a $12 mic. Okay? This part of my setup. I'll show y'all when I do my YouTube course, my whole setup. So when I make a loud noise, cheap mic, it cut out. That ain't me editing. I'm not editing out cuss words. I don't curse. So when you hear that loud noise, I ain't saying no cuss word. It's just because I'm making a loud clap or making a loud noise and that might cut out. Some people don't know that. So I'm just fill y'all in. So going forward, y'all know I'm not cutting out any sound. That's just this microphone for $12. It might have been $24. So now listen to me. Now you could see what your daddy doing. Growing up, them women would have been all on your nerves. Them women would have been all upside your head. Before you could talk, they would have been doing little stuff to you. Oh yeah, it's some crazy stuff happen. It's some crazy stuff happen because a sorry daddy like yours, and forgive me for calling your daddy sorry, but he's sorry. Because like you say, he is a fraud because he living one way and then telling you something else. It's like, no, bro, show me what you talking about. I can't hear you on Helen Keller right now. I can't hear you. Show me what you talking about. Helen Keller couldn't even see what you talking about. That's why she got a quote that say, it's a lot of people with eyesight and no vision. That's what Helen Keller said. Helen Keller said, it's what you feel. It ain't what you hear. It's what the heart can feel. So you tell your daddy, let's play. Boy, show me what you talking about. You put me up on game. Let me see you be a real man. If you want to really show me something, what kind of man I need, how can I believe that the man I need is out there for me if you can't be that man in your life? Let your daddy know that. Yeah, go on, say you grown now. You grown now. If he put hands on you, call the police. Might slap you in the mouth. Call the police on him. Send him right back up the road. Send him right on back up the road. Let him sit in there. So now, listen. Understand this right here. What you have to do, because you can see this, take very close notes of what you're seeing. What y'all have to do is you have to learn from your mama and your daddy mistakes. But you also got to identify what was a mistake. What your mama keeping you away from him was not a mistake. So renew your mind on that. Don't be sitting up kicking yourself mad with your mama for keeping. I wish I would have had a part of him versus nothing. Nope, you ain't need none of them. This is when you can handle him in your life, because you are a grown woman and you can assess the situation for yourself and you know right from wrong. And then you see how these women are with him. Understand that so that you never become that woman. Because one thing I learned about women is that y'all are so good at being able to tell what the next woman doing, but then y'all end up in the same situation or worse and can't tell your left from your right. Don't know whether you're going or coming, to or fro, looking like everything you done been through, and like wading in the water, old rugged cross, climbing the rough side of the mountain. That's how y'all be looking in these relationships. But when somebody else going, man, she dumb. Y'all be in the comment, how dumb can you be? Oh my goodness, you so dumb. You had to send this letter in the Tony gas. Oh my goodness, somebody needs to slap you. Y'all be on these other women and then end up in the same situation and don't know how to lead, can't lead. You got every excuse in Merriam-Webster dictionary. You got every excuse in the world. So what you have to do is do what you got to do. When you watching this, you might need to get you a journal and write down what this woman did and what she should have did and what she doing wrong, so it's etched in your spirit what not to do. And as far as your daddy concerned, it's up to you whether you want to talk to him and have a real conversation. He probably is beyond repair, because after sitting in that prison 15 years and that ain't changed him, it's like, my goodness, like, you go to prison 15 years, most people meet the Lord in prison. He coming out and steal a dog? Oh my goodness. So he probably gonna live like that the rest of his life until one of them women get tired of him and be done, did a little snipping, gave him over vasectomy, and then he might wake up. But until then, just take the lessons from him. See, you have to listen to what he's not saying. You also got to watch what he's not showing you. You got to pay attention so that you get the lesson, so you learn what kind of man to stay away from. Don't hate your daddy. Don't despise your daddy. Don't be mad at him. Just say, thank you for showing me what not to be attracted to. Thank you for showing me that. You did teach me something. You taught me in real living color, what a grown boy looked like. Oh my goodness. This is what Tony got me talking about. He's talking about you. This is what you're saying in your head. Like, man, okay, this was, so Tony wasn't lying, because this is my blood, flesh of my flesh, showing me his behind. Like, wow, this, if my own daddy could be like this, oh my goodness. And he sit here, see, I'm watching him and still acting a donkey. Oh my goodness. So see, get the lesson and pay attention. And when y'all get these lessons from men in real life, write the lesson down. Read the lesson aloud. Read the lesson back to yourself. Make you an audio book on the iPhone. Now, y'all forgive me now. I just found out yesterday that my sister and her whole family got Cricket phones. Now, I'm not saying anything wrong, but what I'm saying is Cricket just popped up 5 so years ago. And I just cannot trust a phone that is called Cricket. Someone, you hear that noise? It sounds like cricket chirping. I must be tripping. She said sometimes they go a whole day without data on Cricket. But hey, sometimes you gotta let people stay where they at. Listen, I done bought her a new car. I'm about to buy her daughter a car. Y'all gonna have to keep that Cricket, but listen here, all right, that threw me off by that. Make on the iPhone, now they got iPhone, but they have to be jailbroke because iPhone really don't know what Cricket is. So you have to have a certain kind of phone. My wife was looking on the thing, and I can't hear you, Tatum. I can't see you either. My light in my eye. Come closer. What you need? How many minutes? Probably about 15 more minutes. You want to play the game on my phone? Okay, go in the playroom. I'll be in there. You be playing a little dinosaur game on my phone. This boy, let me tell y'all what happened last night now. Remind me about your phone. Remind me to tell you about the phone, about y'all phone, about your voice memo. My baby came to me. He playing on the phone. He come to me and want to buy the dinosaur on the game. I look down at the dinosaur. It's $49.99. He handed me a $10 bill. He said he went to his safe. He got a little safe, little ATM in his room, little play ATM thing. Handed me the $10. But that thing just melted my heart. I said, son, you owe me 3 more tens. I'm counting wrong myself, so he bring me the whole safe. I open it up. He handed me a $50 bill. He keep all his money in there from all his birthdays and all that. He handed me a $50. My heart just melted. I said, boy, this is the true value of money. He just enjoying life, playing him a game. It don't matter what this little dinosaur costs on this game to just run around shooting stuff. He finna pay $50. I paid $50. Because he don't get no allowance, so I paid $50. That ain't the first one I done bought. That's probably the second $50 one I done bought. I bought another one last month, but my sons is real good. Respectful, don't have no temper tantrum, don't have no attitude. They won't have no teeth if they did, so they ain't got no other choice, but I reward them because of that right there. So I got to get going here because my son want to play on my phone, and my oldest son asked me to play ping pong with him, so I got to get going. And I told y'all, family first. But I'm going to wrap this up. This is what y'all need to do. On your phone, okay, whether you have Cricket or Metro, I'm not discriminating on you. This whatever you hear in the background on your phone while you having a conversation is every time sometimes you hear another person's voice on the phone while you having a conversation. That's because your line is bouncing off of AT&T line and Verizon. That's how Cricket tapping in there trying to get you some data. So just understand that. I'm not mad at you with your phone. Hey, get what you got to get now, okay? Everybody, I used to have Metro PCS. And I flipped the phone open. The sun shined on the phone. All the ink in the phone disappeared. The phone just went gray. I said, Lord. And then I met my wife right there, and I got on AT&T on her plan because my credit went where it needed to be, and I've been on AT&T since then. All right, AT&T, send me a check. And so now listen, what y'all need to do, get on your voice memo and you write out your lessons. You write out your affirmations, okay? You go on YouTube. You search soundscapes on your laptop or your iPad or your desktop, whatever you got. And or your friend phone, if you ain't got no other device. Search soundscapes. And it's just a little soft music, okay? And you done wrote out your whole thing. Now you turn on your voice memo, and then now, I got to speak proper for y'all. Now you read your letter on your voice memo. And now this here little microphone I showed y'all, you get this, it's called a lav mic, iPhone lav mic, $12, $24, $34 on, I can't remember. And you can plug this into your phone. See, this is here plugged into my phone. And you read your affirmation with your little music in the background, if you want some music in the background so you got air noise. And then when you going to work, you plug your headphone in if you're on the bus or the train, and you listen to your affirmation. Keep your eyes open now if you're on the bus or the train. But if you're in your car, plug your phone up into the car. If you ain't got that kind of car where you can plug it in, then just turn on the phone and just let it play. Sit in the cup holder so the noise will reverberate, and then go on surround sound, and you listen to your letter. And your letter could say, I am worthy. I am blessed. I am knowledgeable. I am capable. I will succeed. I refuse to settle for what Satan has for me, but I will continue to walk by faith until God brings the man in my life and the job in my life and the opportunities in my life that he has set in place for me. I refuse to settle. I refuse to settle. I will win. I will not lose. Success is in my DNA. You see what I'm saying? I just wrote that off the top of my head, but y'all can play this back and write that all down. If you don't know how to write your own, write that all down. Play your little music. Read that to yourself on your voice memo. Listen to that every morning. A part of your morning devotional. One of these days I'm gonna write a devotional. After you read your little 5-minute devotional, then you listen to your voice memo. So all these lessons that you getting here, sister, from your daddy on what not to do, make you a little lesson. And like you say, you writing you a book. Put these lessons in here on what to watch for. Your daddy, see, they always say, nah, you want to keep something from a black person. They lied on us, because we read, we know how to read. But you say if you want to keep something from a black person, put it in a book. And for a lot of humans, all races, that is true. A lot of people don't read. I'm lying? Okay. I'll say something. Oh, I'm lying. Okay. You read this? Have you read Make It Work? 5 of you. 5 of you done read it. Have you read A Woman's Influence? 8 of you. So when they say put it in a book, if you want to keep something from somebody, they want lying. Because we don't read. We don't read. So, sister, you say you writing you a book. Write you another book if this ain't the one on the lessons that your daddy taught you. Because remember, my first book was called What Daddy Never Told His Little Girl. Did I cast my royalty check? They just sent me a little check. I need to cast that check. I need to make sure I cast that check. Now, you write you another book on the lesson that you see your daddy doing. And you get them lessons that these mistakes that these women making and the mistakes he making. And you put you a little book together. My book was called What Daddy Never Told His Little Girl. Guess what? That's your life. What Daddy Never Told His Little Girl. So this is what I want y'all to start doing. Don't just go through stuff for you. Turn it into a book. On Tony Gasson's Academy, there's a Birth Your Book course. Take the course. Learn how to do your outline, get your book in order, write your book, and then publish your book. Self-publish it yourself. Or go to a printer in your city, get it all printed up, create you a Shopify page, and just sell it to friends and family first and tell everybody, let everybody tell somebody. Take your lessons that you learning the hard way and turn it into a lesson that you could pass down to your sons, your daughters, your nieces, your nephews. Write a book for your family that will shift the culture, that will change the lineage of your family, that will break the generational curses in your family. Don't let your son, when you have a son, don't let your son grow up to be like your daddy. Let him get the lessons from your life, from your daddy mistakes. Don't let your daughter grow up to be like the women that's getting played. Remember, your daddy was the same man when he met your mama. So your mama made mistakes that she had to try to right her wrongs and get right once you came into the world. But sit down and get them lessons from her, like, why was you attracted to him? What red flags did you ignore? What emptiness in you were you trying to fill? What voids did you have that he was filling for you? Was he a dope boy when you met him, or did he become that? How long did it take you to leave? What all did you go through? What's the worst thing he's ever done to you? What's the second worst thing he's ever done to you? What's the third worst thing? Have mama go ahead and open up and give you the game. Stop letting pain just go unspoken for. Have your mama, your daddy open up and release that pain and put that whole story out there. Lord willing, I get the time. No, I ain't. I told you that lie. I don't want to hear my mama's story. I might turn my stomach. So I'm giving y'all advice. But see, I don't need this here advice because I'm already healed. So I don't have to hear my mama's story. But if you still stuck like a truck in a duct, all right, getting plucked, then you need to go do some self-healing. So you talk to your mama, talk to your daddy. I done heard enough of my mama's story because she tell me all her business. My daddy, he just started to open up about the last year or so. And it turns your stomach now. When you start to hear some of the stuff they go through, it turns your stomach, but there's lessons in it. And you get to see, okay, that's why you like that. All right, that's why you did that. Okay, that's why you act like that. Okay, that's what the issue is. That's why the man said, I think it was Dr. Stephen R. Covey, which he could have learned it from somebody else too. So that's why it's hard giving people credit because we all learn it from somewhere, if but God. And so he say, seek to understand, then be understood. So see, even with your daddy, if you're gonna be around your daddy, just sit him down one day and say, Daddy, tell me your story. Tell me your whole story right now. And girl, I ain't got time. I ain't got time for that. Ask me tomorrow. Listen here. Get your look. Put it down to that. Listen here. Tell me your story now. Girl, you put a gun on me? What you gonna do with that gun? Hey, I'm just joking about that, okay? Because some of y'all be like, put a gun on your daddy. Hold your gun, your daddy at gun hunt. Okay, that was just a joke. But what I'm saying is, don't let your mama or your daddy run from the smoke. Let them keep coming back till they tell your story. You're going to cry with them, but you're going to see them totally different. Any hate that you got for them, any disdain, any disgruntledness that you feel for them, it's going to be turned into a lesson. And it's going to produce healing. So this is what you have to do with your parents that you don't understand, that you kind of mad at, that they act a certain way. And you just can't really understand what is going on with you. What's wrong with you? When you sit down and you hear their story, even if it's just a little bit of it. I had a client I was coaching. And she was on the other side of the world. She was doing good, making 6 figures. That came up, climbed out of nothing. Her parents back on, not other side of the world, other side of the country, on the West Coast. Her parents back on the East Coast. And she had some just anger towards them. And just the way she was feeling, I said, listen, you go back home and you talk to your mama. And you listen to her whole story. And we had a session later and she said, listen, Tony, I did that right there. That thing brought so much healing because now I realized what she went through. I can't be mad at her no more. I can't be mad at her for what she did to me and what she said to me, because for what she went through, I don't know if I could have handled that. I don't know what I would have did. My dad told me a little bit about his story. I said, wow, man, that would have turned me into a addict. I'd have been around here. I'd have been around here just gone, shooting people, robbing people. I would have been lost. And so when I look at my dad and I'm like, man, you lost your mama and your daddy. Lost his mama before the age of 10. Lost his daddy before the age of 25. And here I am, 36. Still got my mama and daddy. And so, and I said, man, if I would have lost my mama before the age of 10, who would I have become? If I would have lost my daddy before the age of 25, I ain't changed my life to the age of 25. So all the way. So if I would have lost my daddy at 21, 22 like he did, I would have went to the army. My daddy stopped me from going to the army. Had I went to the army, it would have derailed me. I wouldn't have been the type that could come out of the army and just flourish. It would have derailed me. It would have stifled my creativity. I wouldn't be sitting here today. And I see that happen to a lot of my friends that didn't have a father in their life and they was lost at that 18 and they just go to the army. And they miss 4 years, 8 years, 12 years of development, to where my daddy said, no, son, don't do that. I did that. He went to the army at 17, 18. At 18 years old, he got out after 3 years. He says, no, son, do not do that. That saved my life. Had I lost him like he lost his dad, my life would look totally different. So this is what I need you to understand. When you look at your parents and you feeling a little way towards your mama, why you kept my daddy away? I don't care if I would have got a contact high. I know how to dodge bullets. I do hula hoop. You know I used to do hop, skip, rope. I know how to dodge bullets. You should have let me be around my dad, because that would have taught me something. So you got a little feeling towards your mama. You saying it with your chest. Sit down and talk to your mama. Sit down and you'll talk to your mama. And this hypothetically speaking, your mama might say, girl, let me tell you something. One day, I caught your daddy cheating. And I started yelling at him, telling him that I'm going to leave him and I'm going to put him on child support. Before I could blink, that man had grabbed me by my throat and had me 6 inches off the ground. After that, he ensued to beat me until I lost consciousness. He beat me within an inch of my life. Almost died. When I got up that day, I made a decision that he would never see you under the age of 18. That's why you weren't around your daddy. He did what, Mo? What? He did that? You see what I'm saying? Now you feeling it. That's somebody's real story. I just made it up, but I guarantee you, I already know somebody went through it. I already know somebody went through it because I did what I do. We live real life. We know this real life. Let me put my books up. We know this real life. So I already know that's somebody's story. You ain't got to tell me. I already know it. So when you sit down, you're going to get that lesson. Hey, I told my baby I'll be off here about 15 minutes, 30 minute hit. So I got to keep my word because, kid, they remember you now. They remind you. Hey, listen to this over again. Listen to this 2 times. Get this in your spirit. Hey, God bless you. And we'll talk soon. I'll be back, hopefully, Lord willing, tomorrow to do the next letter, and Saturday, another letter. God bless you. We'll talk soon.